In the vast and unforgiving ocean, a storm rages. Waves crash violently against a cargo ship, lightning tearing through the sky. Below deck, crates filled with robotic units are securely fastened, waiting for their destination. But fate has other plans. A monstrous wave slams into the ship. Metal groans, alarms blare, and chaos erupts. The cargo, dozens of advanced robots, are thrown into the sea. Most are lost, swallowed by the depths, but one survives. Her name is Razum Unit 7134, but soon the world will know her as Raz. The wreckage washes ashore on a remote, untouched island. Broken crates litter the sand. Among them, one box, miraculously intact, begins to hum. A soft click echoes as the lid unlatches, and inside, Raz awakens. She stands, her sleek metal body gleaming in the sunlight. Her head turns left, then right, scanning the strange new world around her. Tall trees sway in the wind, unfamiliar sounds fill the air, chirping birds, rustling leaves, distant waves crashing against the shore. But Raz doesn't belong here. She is a machine designed for logic and labor, not for the wild. Her first steps are clumsy. She stumbles over roots, slides on wet rocks. Every movement is foreign. The forest seems to reject her. Animals flee at the sight of her glowing eyes, birds cry out in alarm. The island is alive, and Raz is an intruder. But Raz is programmed to adapt. She observes. She listens. She learns. She watches deer as they step lightly over the earth, their hooves barely making a sound. She studies the squirrels, noticing how they navigate the trees. She mimics their movements, slowly adjusting, learning the rhythm of the forest. Days pass and she moves with more grace, blending into the island's natural flow. But the animals still fear her. Every encounter ends the same, startled eyes, hurried retreats. Raz is alone, unwanted. Then, something happens. A nest of tiny eggs, perched on a rocky ledge, is caught in a storm. Wind howls. Rain lashes the island. The mother goose struggles, but the nest is slipping. One strong gust, and the eggs tumble downward. Raz reacts instinctively. She leaps forward, extending her arms, catching the fragile shells before they shatter against the rocks. Most are lost, but one egg remains, small, fragile, and alive. Raz does not understand motherhood. She does not feel warmth nor love. But as the egg trembles in her grasp, she knows one thing: this life is now her responsibility. She builds a nest, carefully positioning twigs and leaves just as she has seen other birds do. She shields the egg from the cold, monitoring its temperature. She waits. Days later, a tiny crack appears. Then another. The egg shakes, and with one final push, a small, wet gosling emerges. Raz tilts her head, analyzing the fragile creature. It chirps weakly. She does not know it yet, but in this moment she is no longer just a machine. She is a mother. She names him Brightbill. And though she is nothing like him, he follows her. He trusts her. And for the first time, the island sees Raz not as an intruder, but as something else. As the weeks pass, Raz teaches Brightbill the ways of the wild. She guides him to water, watching as he paddles for the first time. She shelters him from predators, scanning the skies for hawks. And slowly, the other animals take notice. The foxes watch from a distance. The deer approach, cautious but curious. Even the squirrels, once terrified, scurry closer. Raz has changed. She is no longer just a machine wandering through the wild. She is part of it. The seasons shift. Summer fades into autumn, and soon the leaves turn golden. The air grows crisp. The island begins its slow descent into winter. Food becomes scarce, the winds sharper, the nights longer. Raz and Brightbill must prepare. But something is wrong. Brightbill, like all geese, must migrate. He watches the other birds take flight, their long journey south beginning. His instincts tell him to go. But his heart tells him to stay. Raz understands. She does not feel sadness, but she recognizes it in him. And so, she makes the hardest choice a mother can make: she lets him go. As Brightbill soars into the sky, Raz watches until he disappears beyond the horizon. And for the first time since she arrived, she is truly alone again. Winter is cruel. Snow blankets the island, food is buried, rivers freeze over. Roz, a machine, does not feel cold, but she sees the struggle in the eyes of the animals around her. And then, the silence of the wild is broken. A distant noise. A deep rumbling hum. Not the wind. Not the waves. Something unnatural. Humans. Roz's scanners detect them before she sees them, machines like her but different. Slick. Black. Mechanical units designed for one thing, retrieval. They are here for her. She does not belong to the wild. She was never meant to be part of this world. But now, she has something to fight for. The battle is short but fierce. Roz, though powerful, is outmatched. The retrieval units are stronger, faster. They overpower her. And as she falls to the ground, immobilized, the animals watch in horror. Roz has been captured. As the sun rises, a ship waits on the shore. Roz, surrounded by humans, stands at its entrance. Her fate is sealed. But then, a familiar sound. A cry from above. Brightbill. He has returned. He flaps his wings wildly, calling out to her. The other animals gather, eyes filled with sorrow. Roz looks at them, then at Brightbill. She does not speak, but he understands. This is goodbye. As the engines roar to life, the wild watches as their robot, their friend, disappears over the horizon. But Roz does not look back. She does not have to. Because in the heart of the wild, she will always remain. Roz came as a machine, but she left as something more. A mother. A protector. A wild robot. And that is the story of the wild robot. A tale of survival, love, and what it truly means to be alive.